Hi, Pod. What is up? What is up? So today is, what is it? The 22nd, I believe, of the 21st. 21st or the 22nd of December. And the topic of talk today is, by the way, I hope everyone's doing well during this holiday season. Let me just address that first. Because I know this time is very hectic, very stressful, very it's an emotional time for people, and sometimes Christmas isn't harbored with happy memories. So I hope happy memories, or I just hope you have a blessed Christmas, is what I'm saying. Um, I've come to realize that not everyone has the same experience on Christmas, and it's not all of that romanticized media you see on Instagram and TikTok. And I have some Art Blakely going on in the background. If so, if you hear a little bit of the sax going off. Um, yeah, but in summary, I hope everyone has a blessed year. And, 2025, whether it was good or whether it was bad, I hope 2026 is something for you to look forward to and something that you can decide for good change in your life. So, yeah. Um, the main topic of conversation that I want to talk about today is the topic of people settling. And I feel like the music in the background is kind of throwing me off. I'm gonna lower it down and bring you guys with me. Okay, it's like super low now. I haven't used my record player in like probably decades. No, I'm just kidding. I got it a year ago, but I haven't used it in a while, and it's she's getting dusty, and that thing was not cheap. So it's the Audio Technica. Yeah, it's just the Audio Technica, the basic Audio Technica black, and I got my speakers from Best Buy. So if you're looking for a good investment for a record player, Audio Technica is the way to go. Anyways, in summary of what I want to talk about today is settling, and I think the art of settling that's very romanticized in like movies nowadays. Like if you guys have seen that new movie with what's her name? Elizabeth Olsen, Miles Teller, and Callum Turner. Oh my gosh, like A24, what are you putting in your films? I swear that color grade's crazy. And the the form of the movie and the aspect of how love is sacrificial. If you truly love, you're willing to sacrifice. And spoiler, if you have not watched Eternity, um, I advise you to click off or skip 10 minutes, or not 10 minutes, 10 seconds past this clip. But Miles Teller stays for his wife, or he stays for a week before choosing his eternity, and decides to almost leave her until he sees that she reaches that eternity spot, like the lobby, whether you decide like what world you want to enter into for the rest of your life after death. And but at the end he shows that he okay, long story short, she has a second lover, and this lover died like 67 years, 64 or something like that, 67 and 64 years before her. So he had waited in the lobby of the afterlife, quote unquote, to like have a life with her after. But she had created this life with a whole nother man and got married 2 years after her first husband's death. So then she's faced with two husbands practically in the afterlife, and she has to decide which one she enters an eternity with for the rest of her life, and she's stuck there. If you leave, then you are practically damned to like their hell in a sense, and their hell is just a whole black eternity. You just live in blackness. So Um, that's terrifying. It's really terrifying, I think, to visualize. But so practically, Miles Teller ends up telling her at the end, like, you should go. You should go live a life with your first husband, the life that you never got to live, and be happy because you're truly in love with him, and he sees that. Um, and she's like, really? Like, okay. Which pissed me off because I was like, what? Like, she was about to choose herself, but then she didn't. She was so close. But I feel like that's very classic of like, that's a very classic trope that I feel like shows try to take on nowadays. I feel like Anne with an E tried to do that. Um, or like like independence of the woman in the show is like really strong. But then she ends up settling, I swear. Like what happened to Joe March in freaking Little Women? Like what happened to that? What happened to Anne with an E? Like with Gilbert Blythe. And then what happened to I'm blanking on her name, but Belly, Lola Tongue. What happened to her? Like in The Summer I Turned Pretty, she just settles with Conrad. Like, oh, like these women are so close to, I feel like freedom, and like finding themselves outside of a relationship, but then they end up settling, and it kind of breaks my heart because I keep on seeing these types of films and I never. Maybe I'm just watching those ones, but I haven't come across ones where they pursue their own path, without being in a relationship. So, yeah, Eternity kind of like messed me up because she ended up settling for her first husband in the end because she found out. Oh no, her second husband in the end because she found out the life with her first husband wasn't the life that she wanted to live. And it seemed like, in a sense, she went back to the world that she was comfortable with. That's what she's ended up settling with in the end because of her familiarity, and having this relationship and memories for like 60 plus years with her second husband. It's like that's what was conflicting to me. I was like, wait, so she settled for comfort? Like, you're telling me she could have gone to Paris and would have been like happy there, but no, I just didn't get the concept of that at all. And the fact that she was going between both worlds, I was like, that's disrespectful to both people, you know what I mean? I mean, if I was in the same situation with the ultimatum of no, choose me, no, choose me for the rest of your life, like, oh my gosh, like I genuinely don't know what I would do either. But I was not happy with the way that that turned out in the movie and how it was portrayed because, like, her first husband that waited 6 decades, almost seven, didn't, it wasn't fair to him. It wasn't fair to the husband that stayed for, that was in her life and continuous and consistent for 60 years, 60 plus years. And it just felt selfish in a sense. I can't explain it, but I feel like I have to dwell on it more. But it reminded me of like Belly from The Summer I Turned Pretty. Like she got the choice of choosing between the brothers, but the brothers were just like, in a sense, disrespected. Um, and like no one really knew when to like walk away. Like, I don't know. I feel like Eternity was more of like an old love vibe, and then The Summer I Turned Pretty was more modern. You know what I mean? But it just didn't feel right that she even had a choice. Because I think if I was in the situation of, oh, choose me between another girl, I would leave. Like the fact that you even have that choice or that comes across in your mind, I don't know. I just don't feel like it's right. Or having several options. Like, say you were talking to somebody and you're like, okay, like we're exclusive, right? But then they're like, no, I'm talking to like five other people. Like, how disrespected would you feel? It's like, because there's options, and this person's just like choosing to value you less because they have other options. And it's just like, I just don't think it's right, because I think that pans out for what the future holds, you know what I mean? Like, if another person comes like into their life, or another situation comes, and then they're just like, oh well, like, now it's a choice to have you as my priority. Like, no, it's like, you need to have me as a priority if they're going to be partners, you know what I mean? So, or act as a team at least. And it didn't feel like that. It felt like everyone was very solo, like on the chessboard. Like, you have the rook, you have the knight, you have the bishop, and it's like, no one was really. I mean, yeah, on the chessboard, yeah, they all work together. But I'm just saying, like, they're different pieces of the puzzle. And it wasn't only that film that I watched this past weekend. I've been watching a lot of movies recently, but I realized that I'm not a moviegoer unless I go with people. Like, if I went to go watch I watched the first FNAF movie with friends, but if they like invited me to go to the second one, then I'd for sure go. Or like, if it's any group thing, like with my cousins, or my cousins like, hey, let's go watch Wicked, like whatever the case may be, or with my mom and stuff, like, I'll definitely go. And low-key, I don't think there's any shame in going by yourself either, because that's what I've done a few times. But it's not the same. Like, if I'm gonna go on my own, sometimes I'd rather just like watch it online, go to Netflix, pirate it, whatever the case may be, like Disney Plus. Like, I just don't, the community aspect and like talking about the movie after is not there. It's very absent, and it's more like, okay, like, I'm just like in my own thoughts at 11 p.m., like walking out of the theater, like, why? Okay, as I was saying before I cut out, I just think that it's so interesting, these films, and the way that they go about, I guess, like, seeing women in the role that have a choice versus a man that would have a choice. Like Materialist, that was a woman having a choice. Past Lives, that was the woman having a choice. I mean, all of the characters, yes, had a choice, but I feel like the woman played a very prominent role. And I think if it were roles reversed, that would be different. So I don't think it's fair. Like, choose. I know it's hard, but like, choose. And I think I hate seeing the in between there. And a lot of the films I've watched, and it's funny because it's like A24, Past Lives, A24, I think. Materialist is A24. Just kidding. I don't think Past Lives is A24, but it was nominated. During the Oscars, I think. Or the Academy Awards, something along those lines. And I know Celine Song produced that one too. And she produced Materialists. Maybe it wasn't A24. I'm not too sure, but I do know Eternity was A24. And it's just, I don't know, it's just my brain the wrong way. I feel like I need more time to think about it. But or like Emily in Paris, like, her relationships low-key pissed me off. And that was a show that I low-key just like binged today. I low-key put it on 1.5 speed because I was like, this is filler. To me, season 5 of Emily in Paris is just filler at this point, because it's like, girl, you lived in Paris for like what, how long? Like, definitely longer than 3 years. And or at least it feels like it in the show. And there's too much back and forth with her relationships, and it's getting repetitive with like Sylvia and her work team. And it's like, no, it's old. Like, she's gotten with a guy from Rome, she's gotten with a guy from the UK, she's gotten with a guy from Paris, and then she kind of like was talking to an American guy, spoiler alert. But it just, I don't know, the fact that one person gets to have all of the choice and all of the power, and the other person, Just, I know you have a choice to walk away. I know that everyone does at the end of the day. But the movies that I've been watching just kind of irritate me, which is why I think I gravitate more towards documentaries, because it's real and it's raw and it's like, this is factual. Like, this is stuff you can throw at a wall, but it's only gonna throw the truth back at you. Like, it's not gonna be some fantasy that's romanticized. You can't romanticize children getting stuck in a, like, in a cave that's filling up with water and rescuers having to go save them. Or you can't romanticize, I don't know, you can't like fantasize a lion eating a gazelle. Like, it's just, it's real. And Don't Look Up was a movie too that I definitely recommend you guys watch. But it was really good, with Timothy Chalamet, Leonardo DiCaprio, and I'm blanking on her name, but the actor that plays Katniss in The Hunger Games. And they were amazing in that film, but it was low key, so like the film kind of like, they definitely spent more of the budget on the actors than the actual film itself, I feel like, because a lot of it was like iPhone footage film or like B-roll. And it's funny cuz it was like humorous. It was very humorous. It was making fun of the United States. It was making fun of like politics and how capitalism will always focus on the money grabbing aspect more than, or big corporations will focus on maximizing the money aspect of things instead of humanity. Um, and they encapsulate it in such a great way in how humans don't react well to crises, for example, COVID-19, and how there was, even my coworkers still talk about it till this day, about the whole toilet paper fiending during 2020, and how the shelves were almost empty of that stuff and like food and essentials. And in this movie, it just encapsulates like the anxiety and the stress and the triggers and the just the scrambling when hard times hit. And how politics still plays a huge role during world crises. Um, and you may have the money and the time to fix the things, but if the politicians and, you know, people of power don't align with these morals, then change isn't imminent. I don't know if that's the right word, is imminent. Um, but I feel like I have to like safari that word right now. But if you understand what I'm saying, yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not possible if all of those things don't align. And yeah, it's just a great film, and I love Timothy Chalamet like in a lot of his films. Um, but especially in this one, he was very like, he seemed like himself sort of in the role, like kind of like hip, like you know, with that oomph, that style. I can't, if you've watched his statistics video, you kind of understand like his swag type of attitude. But yeah, it was a good film. Definitely rated it on Letterboxd out of 4 stars because it was humorous, but it was like realistic. Like, yeah, we could die any day. Or we could die 6 months from now, and we may have the time in the world to fix what's going to happen. For example, climate change. But if we don't, the consequences will be irreversible. And that was just, it was scary. It was scary. But it was a good film, so I definitely recommend. And I've been trying to find more like environmental science focused or like, you know, like politics. That was actually one of them that popped up on like Safari. It was like, Don't Look Up is a good world crisis, like, oh no, tsunami, asteroid, environment related like disaster. So that's why I watched it. But then it's also been on my list for a while. So, anyways, um, I thank you for watching. This video is longer than I anticipated, but it's gonna be cut up into 2 parts. So, I thank you all for being here, and good luck, everybody that's procrastinating on their Christmas shopping, because I just got that done. I'm gonna get it done by tomorrow because there's some things I need to pick up from like a shop that's only open on Monday through Saturday. So, I will, yeah, see you guys on the flip side. All right, peace.